Oh, my friends, how are you? I know you are fine. Are you still there? Are you washing your hands? Do you remain home? What about masks when you are going out? Good children. My name is Tumine Joy, once again. I am here for Literacy again, another lesson. Last time, when I left you, remember I'm still teaching P2, but I said even P1 can attend. Okay? All right. Now, we are here for another lesson of social studies. Are you ready? P1s, are you there? P2s? All right. Good children. Okay, last time I left you with work. I left you with a few numbers. I wanted you to do them. Did you do them? Good children. Who did them? You are very nice. Number one was, name one group of people who work in a hospital. One group. We looked at many groups. So mine, I gave you doctors. Who can give me another one? Did you give nurses? Did you give surgeons? Opticians? Midwives? All those are correct. Okay? Okay. Number two. Who operates sick people in a hospital? That one is a surgeon. Look at the spelling. Do you have that spelling? Oh, if you didn't write the correct spelling, don't mind. You have seen it. You are going to make corrections. Number three, what name is given to a vehicle that carries dead bodies at a funeral? They are the long vehicle. Yeah, it is called a hearse. Did you write the correct spelling of hearse? Yes, it is called hearse, not hearse, but hearse, okay? Okay. A dash, I said a dash is a person who heads the hospital. That was a medical superintendent. Look at that spelling, superintendent. All right, look at it, learn it. I know many of you failed the spelling, but don't mind. Write the correct one now. Fill in the missing letters. Look at the letter I filled in first. A, ambulance, ambulance. Is that what you did? Very good, children. You are nice. You are beautiful and handsome. Good, children. All right. Now today we are going to another lesson. By the end of this lesson, you will mention types of buildings. That means we are going to look at types of buildings. Okay. Then you will define temporary buildings. Oh, we are going to see. Pay attention. You will give examples of temporary buildings. They are there, you know, you pass by. Some have them there in your homes, in your homesteads, but you will see them. We shall see them. You will identify materials used to build a temporary building or a temporary house. The materials, what are they? What is used to build? Okay. Now, get ready. Let's go to types of buildings. Okay? All right. What is a building? What is a building? Listen carefully. What do you think is a building? Oh, I can see people scratching their heads. A building? A building. Okay. Let's look at it. A building is, is a closed structure with walls and a roof. A building is a closed structure like this one, with walls and a roof. Okay, that is what you call a building. Okay, what is a building? Can you read it? Let's read together. A building is a closed structure with walls and a roof. Yes? Okay. Types of buildings. There are types of buildings, and there are 3 types of buildings. Did you know that? Yes. Now, excuse me. I would like you to give me any 2 types of buildings. I told you there are 3. Can you give me 1, 2? The third one? Okay. Let's look at them. Okay. Types of buildings. We look at buildings, but they have types. Okay. The first one we have temporary buildings. Temporary buildings. That is the first type of buildings. All right? Okay. The second one is semi-permanent buildings. Semi-permanent. Look at the words. Permanent. And the third one, which is the last, permanent buildings. The buildings there near your home, they are in 3 types. They are temporary buildings, semi-permanent buildings, and permanent buildings. But today, we are going to look at only one. Which one is that? Temporary buildings. Okay? Temporary buildings. Let's look at them. What are temporary buildings? Temporary buildings are buildings that don't last long. They don't last. They take a short time and they are moved. Yes? They are also called movable buildings. These are buildings that are movable. I can put it here. After some time, I say, this building now, I want to put it somewhere there. You remember one time we had, at school, we had a canteen near the kitchen. And after some time, they say, this canteen is not good here. It was removed and put behind the building. So they are movable. You can remove them and put them somewhere else. That's why we call them temporary buildings. They cannot last long. Okay? All right. Let's look at the examples. Yes? Examples of temporary buildings. We have a tent. Have you ever seen a tent? Do you have tents at your home? Have you ever seen soldiers? They live in tents. Oh, okay. So a tent is a temporary building. A tent is a temporary building, okay? Another example, uniport. Have you ever seen a uniport? We are going to look at it, don't mind. Soldiers normally live in uniports. In the barracks, they put their uniports. That's why they say they are temporary, because they can decide to remove those uniports and take them somewhere else. And they shift the whole barracks and take it somewhere. So they have to take those uniports somewhere. Okay, now, look at this. Let me give you another one, which I didn't put here, is a kiosk. Like our canteen at school is a kiosk. The one behind the other upper building is a kiosk, all right? Kiosk. Okay, look at the tent. Do you see that? Look at this tent here. All these are, this is a tent. Even this one is a tent. But this one is built in a different way, but they are both tents. Have you ever seen them? Yes, one time they were here in Bahai grounds, these ones here, who were living there. The soldiers, the army men, they were living in those tents, okay? All right, look at the uniport. Oh, very old. Oh, and the soldiers live in those uniports. The uniport, you look at it. Oh, this is iron sheets. Look at that. Oh, it is very old, but they normally live in good uniports. Our soldiers live in good uniports. Yes, I don't know this one, but this one is not for our soldiers here in Uganda. Okay, now let's look at the materials used to build these temporary buildings. Materials. What are materials? Materials are things used to build a house. Yes? So let's look at the materials used to construct temporary houses, temporary buildings. What do they use? All right. Look at that. What do you think that one is? Do you see that? What do you think it is? Look at this. Oh, what is this? Materials. Let's look at them. Okay. Strings. Maybe let me first show you the strings I'm talking about. Look at this is a string. This is a string which is touching, holding here. Those are strings, okay? All right. So we use strings. They use strings to build a temporary building or a temporary house. Iron sheets. Look at this uniport. All these are iron sheets. These are iron sheets. These are iron sheets. The walls are iron sheets. The roof is also having iron sheets. Okay. Now, there are iron poles. Normally with the tents, they use iron poles. Okay. Then we use timber or wood to build the temporary buildings. They also use tarpaulin. In vernacular is, what is tarpaulin in vernacular? Tundubari. Yes, do you know tundubari? Yes, I can see people saying, we even have it here at home. Yes, the tundubari, that is tarpaulin. Then canvas, not the canvas shoes you wear, but the material used to build a temporary building, okay? Okay, now, we said materials. What are materials? I have it here. Materials are things used to build a house. The things used to build a house are called building materials. What are building materials? Building materials are things used to build a house. Okay? All right. Have you seen that? Have you seen the spellings? Read for me the materials. Strings, iron sheets, iron poles, wood or timber, tarpaulin, canvas. Okay? All right. Now, we have seen at all the things. We have seen at the houses. We have seen at the materials. We have seen everything. Okay? Now, here is my exercise, my activity. A simple one. Just from what we have learned. Okay. Define a building. Who can remember what is a building? Do you remember a building? When I talked about wall, then a roof, you remember that? Okay, now I want you to define a building. Okay? Defining means you tell what a building is. In other words, what is a building? That is defining a building. Number 2, mention the 3 types of buildings. I told you there are 3, and I gave you 3. Now I want you to mention them, the 3 types of buildings. Okay? Number 3, name this example of a building. Remember the other building. Do you remember it? What is that building? What is that? Remember, I have not asked you the type. I said example of a building. What is this? It is under temporary buildings, but what is this? What is its name? Okay. Then number 4, list down any 2 materials used to build temporary houses. The materials which we have just seen. I want only 2, and I gave you like 6. Then what are temporary buildings? Yes. What are temporary buildings? Do you remember what I told you when I was beginning? Yes. Now, I want you to do that work and give me correct answers. Right? All right. Thank you very much. Stay safe. Stay good, children. Do work at home. Do the work I've given you. And obey your parents. Thank you.